Good morning. My name is Gideon. I am the commander of the Army of Israel. The reason I called this press conference is to update you on our conflict with the Midianites and the Amalekites.
Just a minute.
Yes?
You called yourself the commander of the Army of Israel?
Yes.
I didn't know that Israel even had an army. The Midianites and the Amalekites have never allowed us to have an army.
We have an army now. I organized it.
You organized a whole army?
Yes, and we defeated the Midianites and the Amalekites.
You defeated the combined armies of the two most powerful nations in the Middle East.
Yes.
You defeated the combined armies that were encamped at Jezreel?
Yes.
Their combined armies had over 100,000 soldiers. How many soldiers did you recruit?
Well, originally, I had 22,000.
Originally? You mean you lost some of them?
Yes.
How many of them died in battle?
Oh, I didn't lose them in battle. I lost them before the battle. When I told them that they could get killed in battle, 10,000 of them went home.
So, you faced 100,000 enemy soldiers with only 12,000 men?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
That means the Lord God of Israel told me that 12,000 soldiers was too many. He told me that I should reduce the number significantly.
Significantly? How significantly?
He told me to send all but 300 soldiers home.
You entered a battle against 100,000 soldiers with only 300 soldiers on your side.
That's right.
But you defeated them?
That's right. Thank you all for coming.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
None of us ever heard of you before. What is your military background?
I don't have any military background.
Then, what qualified you to lead an army?
God qualified me.
You mean God, the God of Israel, chose you without any military training to lead the army of Israel?
That's right.
How do you know it was God himself who chose you and not some figment of your imagination?
I tested him.
You tested God?
Well, yes. It seems preposterous that God would choose me. I'm a coward. So I had to be sure I wasn't imagining things. So I gave him a test. 2 tests, actually.
Can you tell us how you tested God?
Yes, I laid out a fleece of a lamb and asked God to wet the fleece but leave the ground around the fleece dry. And he did. The fleece was soaking wet and the surrounding ground was dry as a bone.
What was your second test?
I laid out a second fleece and asked God to wet the ground around the fleece but leave the fleece dry. And what do you know? God did exactly as I asked. So I knew for sure that it was God and not some hallucination.
How on earth did 300 soldiers defeat a combined army of 100,000 men?
Actually, it was God who defeated the Midianites and the Amalekites. My men just went through the motion.
What motions?
Well, we lit some torches and then covered them with inverted pots. So as we approached the enemy camp and surrounded them in the dead of night, then on my signal, we all broke the pots and revealed the flames and immediately blew 300 trumpets. The enemy troops woke up from the crash of the pots to see 300 torches and hear 300 trumpets surrounding them. They thought we were 300 legions of soldiers surrounding them. They drew their swords and began slashing. Unfortunately, in their panic, they began slashing one another instead of us. They couldn't tell a difference in the dark. In the end, they killed each other down to the last man. But not one of my men was injured. That's how I know it was from the Lord. Are there any more questions?
I would print this in my newspaper, but no one would believe it.
Thanks for coming. Based on a play by Bob Snook. Conditions for use. Do not sell any part of this script, even if you rewrite it. Pay no royalties, even if you make money from the performance. You may reproduce and distribute this freely, but all copies must contain this statement.